When I was 21, one of my eldest cousins gave me a few words advice that determined and changed the entire trajectory of my life. In no ambiguous nor high tone, he said, now that everyone is doing all they can, those that are in school, those that are doing business, those that are learning a trade, are doing all they can in this family to succeed. Make sure that at the time when everyone has succeeded, you do not become the devil or the demon or the enemy that will be a thorn in the flesh of this family. You see, this talks so well with me because I was not good. It's like, as you can see my caption, like I stated my name, the imperfect account. I am not here in any way or form to tell you that I am a good person or I was a good person. No, I'm only here to share my experiences and how I was able to overcome some things through the grace of God. So this talked with me. And then when I look at the book of 2 Samuel chapter 11 from verse 1, when King David had sent Joab and Joab's men, the Bible would call Joab's servants, to go for battle. And the Bible records that at a time where kings were at war, David stayed back in Jerusalem. Now in verse 2, we now see that it was because of he stayed back at home, in the comfort of his bed. When he arose from his bed to take a stroll on his balcony, that was when he saw the wife of Uriah the Hittite and was tempted. Why am I saying all of this? There is a time where you have to put in work, and there is a time where you ought to rest. And at a time where you are not putting in work, you will be clanked up with temptation, which in some instances wastes your time or take you to a different route or series of problems that you never saw coming, which could have been so easily avoided if you had made use of the time you had found yourself. Wherever you find yourself at this point in time, there is something you ought to be doing. There is a series of plans you should have shut up. You see, King Solomon speaking, says there is a time for everything under the surface of the sun. And so the greatest thing you can ever do to yourself at this point in time is to recognize the time you find yourself. It is the time for you to be spending foolishly, or it is a time for you to be one of the advocates of delayed gratification. It is a time where you ought to be in a relationship, or it is a time you ought to build yourself. But in the ultimate part of everything, we have to understand that until we know what time we find ourselves and act accordingly, success will always be far away from us. So the question I'll ask you right now, what time have you found yourself in? And what exactly are you doing? Thank you.